Okay, so up to this point, we're able to grab the books from the database and display them in the view or the template. So what I want to do is replace the static content with dynamic content from the database. So we're just going to have to grab one of these books. I'm going to cut it and I'm going to paste it within this loop. All right, and then we can actually get rid of the rest of these. Alright, so we're going to loop through the books, and first thing we're going to need is the image. So I'm going to replace this, the name of the image, with dot cover, because we're keeping the image name in the cover field. Alright, and then we need the title and the description. And let's see, the price, keep the $sign. And then we have book details. We want this link to go to the ID, which is going to be _ID. Alright, and that should do it. So let's save it. And we shouldn't have to restart the server, but we might as well. Okay, if we reload, there we go. We have the two books that are in the database. So I want to just move this over, and I believe this has to do with the foundation CSS. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see that this right here, this class column, it floats to the right by default. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to change that. So I need to go into my CSS, which is in the public folder, CSS style.css, and then we'll just paste this in, and we're going to make it float left. Okay, we shouldn't have to restart the server, and there we go. Now I want to limit the text of the description, because this is just too long and it's not even. So what we'll need to do is just create a helper function, and I think we can create that right in the model. So we'll put this right above the return. Alright, and then this will be a function to shorten text. Alright, and what we need to do is say book schema dot methods. Okay, well, this is going to be a method, which is just a fancy way of saying a function that is encapsulated in an object. And then we'll call the function trunk text for truncate text. That'll be set to a function. Alright, and the function is going to take a parameter called length. And then we want to just return this dot description dot substring, and this is how you can shorten text with this substring function. It's a JavaScript function, and we want to put two parameters. The first is where we want to start, which is at the beginning, so 0. Next is the length that we want, and that's going to come from that variable there. And that's it. Put that there, and yeah, so that's it. So save. Now we need to go back to the index controller, which I think this is it. No, that's not it. I can close that. Is this it? This is controllers index. Yep. So what we need to do here is I'm going to go right after the error, the if statement, and say books dot for each, and then inside of this we're going to put a function. Alright, and let's see, this function is going to take book, and then we're going to call book dot trunk text and then we want to pass in, actually I'm sorry, we want to set this to, we actually want to set the variable book dot trunk text, and we want to set that to the result of the function. And right here is where we pass in the length. So I'm going to do 50. All right, and then that will just add this value, trunk text, to the model or the object. And we should be able to then access that in the dust file. So instead of description right here, we're going to say trunk text and save and reload. All right, and then if we reload the browser, looks like we have an issue here. Let's see, uncaught exception, undefined is not a function. So trunk text, books.forEach, function, book.trunk text. Alright, I found the issue, guys. I actually put trun text here. You probably caught that a while ago. That should be trunk text. So let's try that again. Okay, and now you can see the description is now shortened. Alright. So basically the home page is done. It's all dynamic. When we add a book, it'll show up here. Okay, so next let's do the book details, because right now this is still static content. So we want to go to, let's go to controllers and then book.js, and then this is where we need to work. So we need to just basically get the book with the ID that's passed into the URL. Alright, so let's get rid of this for now, and we're going to call book. Actually, we need to include the model first. Now, did we create the category model? No, we didn't create the category model. Alright, so let's do that real quick. It's really simple. Basically, I'm going to copy this book model, and we'll rename it category model. And we'll just change a few things here. Okay, you want to change all the instances of book to category, and basically all it has is a name. Okay, so we'll just change title to name. Whoops. Did I do that right? Yeah. Alright, we can get rid of this, and then we just want to change this to category, and change this to category schema. Change this, and that's it. All right, here we need new category model. All right, so that should be it. Yep. So we'll save that. Now we have the category model. Now we want to include both models here. All right, so I'll just paste that in, and now we should be able to access book, and the method we want to call to get a single book is going to be book.find1. Alright, and let's see, find one, the first parameter needs to be what we want to look for, and that's going to be an object, and we're going to look for the ID, so underscore ID, and we want it to match whatever's in this, in the URL. And the way we access that is with request.params.id. Alright, and this is irrelevant. This could be anything as long as this matches it. Alright, so book.find1, and then the next parameter is going to be our function, our callback. Alright, and that is going to take error and book. Alright, so now we should be able to access book. But first, let's check for an error. So if there is an error, then let's just console log it.